The Loch Ness Monster. Loch Ness is a vast lake in the Scottish Highlands, so vast in fact that it holds more water than all the lakes and rivers in England and Wales combined. It's also 800 feet deep in some places and has poor underwater visibility due to high levels of peat in the water. An interesting side note is that at the bottom of the loch there are two radioactive layers of sediment, one of these caused by the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Anyway, as you will know, the Loch Ness is most famous for the monster that is thought to live there, and alongside Bigfoot, I would say the Loch Ness Monster is one of the most famous unconfirmed creatures out there. The earliest association with the monster in the loch appeared in a manuscript written in the 7th century by Adamnam, in which he tells of a man who was swimming in the lake and was attacked by a water beast. Over the years there have been several other reports of something living in the darkest depths of the water, but it was in 1933 that the monster really caught the imagination of the public. It was when this photograph was taken by Hugh Gray, then in 1934, London physician Robert Wilson captured the most famous Nessie picture of all time. Despite this photograph being debunked some years later, the fascination of the Loch Ness Monster hasn't stopped, and around 1 million people visit the lake each year in search of it, generating an estimated £25 million for the local economy. So is there a monster lurking in the loch, or is there another explanation for some of the sightings? Could they be other sea creatures that are being mistaken for Nessie? A lake sturgeon does match reports of the Loch Ness Monster, and some say a giant eel could also be responsible. And despite these usually favouring saltwater, 2 7-foot eels were found washed up on Loch Ness Beach. Another theory is that driftwood bobbing to the surface, or illusions caused by the seismic activity underneath the Loch Ness that releases gas bubbles causing a reaction on the water surface, could be mistaken for the monster, but who knows? There is no doubting an animal of Nessie's characteristics could exist. Take the now extinct plesiosaur for instance. So even if the Loch Ness Monster doesn't currently exist, history has shown that it's entirely possible.